You may disagree, but up to me, it's a fact. They're paying running backs, it ain't no fun in that. Yeah, the sermon about to start, so I hope you know your stats. And if Kev get it wrong, then Rashad gon' have his back with the facts. Matter of fact, all we do is say wins. When wings, congregation say amen. Trades, debates, wins, losses, the latest news, bruh. Prophet Kev speak, he got him saying hallelujah.
Welcome to Preach Kev Preach with Rashad. We are the prophets. Another episode, another sermon coming at you from Wildcard Sports here on Wildcard TV. Rashad, what's going on, bro?
What up, man? Just another great week, man. Like, the year is low-key flying by, man. We're finna hit April, dog.
2022. Hey,
it's crazy.
I'm about to say, I mean this with all bias. April is the best month of the year. I say with all bias. You know, you got April Fools. You got the Masters. If you're from Georgia, you know how that go. If you got Earth Day, 420 for all my weed heads and smokers out there. Then you got my birthday. You know, that's top five of everybody listen in April. You know what I'm saying? So April is the greatest month of the year. All bias intended.
Oh yeah, you know, it definitely depends upon what you're looking at and stuff like that. Like for like a sports person, they'll probably say March because you got the March Madness. Yep. You got, basketball coming going on around that time. So like, it just depends upon the person. NFL talk. Just then you got in September. You got all the sports coming back. So it kind of depends upon the person. You got October when everything's back, hockey, basketball, you got football, you got baseball, World Series. So it just all depends upon, like, are you looking from like a sports point of view, personal? You're looking at like the good travel months, the good prices for travel months, because those months are important too.
Hey, every day I'm on the apps looking at flights. Every day. It's kind of sad now.
You gotta be on Delta, gotta be on Hopper, you gotta be on every app.
all that right there for real.
You gotta check your stash account, you gotta check everything, man.
But like I said, I'm all biased with April. So we talk about March Madness, but now we're coming into the Final Four left of April. So that's where the championships game and the Final Four is being played in the month of April. Hey, this thing almost went chalk, bro. Like we got two number ones and a number two. And we was a play away from having three number ones. Michigan lost to UCLA. I don't know what is this is not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This is not Kevin Love. This is not Anna Follow, Russell Westbrook, Drew Holidays. This is Johnny Juzang and the UCLA Bruins in the Final Four. Played the first team, I think, since the play-in game. They make it to the Final Four.
Yeah, from the first four to the Final Four.
Is this the first 11 seed that made the Final Four too? I remember somebody saying about Oregon State, so I don't know if 11 seed made it before, but either way, they shouldn't have been here, but here they are. So I guess are they one of the best four teams left? I mean, they play who was in front of them, and here they are. We talk about Houston being one of those top teams as top 20 in offense and defense, as well as Gonzaga. And then we got the one seed, who I'm missing? Baylor. Baylor out of the Big 12. So that's your Final Four. It's gonna be a wild one. Baylor versus Houston gonna be a great game, I believe. And I just Gonzaga. Hey, I've been talking all this trash about the Pac-12, bro. And I finally got my wish. Gonzaga took out USC easy. I need them to blow out UCLA so I can talk my trash and say Gonzaga greater than Pac-12. Go to the Zags. It's a better situation. You're going to win a championship. That's kind of how I want to get my narrative. So I really need Gonzaga. I'm low-key glad UCLA made it here. So that way Gonzaga go through two Pac-12 teams and show y'all they the real cream of the crop. But that's more of a selfish reason, but whatever.
No, I mean, the Pac-12 is just – the prestige of the Pac-12 is going to always outweigh Gonzaga. Like, in the last couple of years, they started to get more high-profile players.
Yeah.
Adam Morrison made it to the league. Zach Collins, Rui Hachimura. Like, they had guys get to the league, even though they haven't been superstar players, but they've had guys get to the league and they're in the West Coast Conference. But the Pac-12, the prestige of the Pac-12, the brands of the Pac-12, it's gonna always be hard for a recruit to choose Gonzaga over that. Like USC is so historic. I mean, like you can just by going to a USC or UCLA, if you're just decent, like your brand can go through the roof because it's LA. I mean, look at everything in LA right now. Lakers, good ball. Clippers, good ball. You got the Rams out there who are making moves. You got the Dodgers, like the Chargers are, got Herbert. They're looking promising. So, I mean, for USC and UCLA to get to where they got to this year, Elite Eight for one, Final Four for the other, man, like the LA market is phenomenal. So it's booming out there. So for a recruit, you got to take that into account when you go to a brand like that and you're going to play against some other solid teams. Like Arizona's considered, a high prestige basketball program. So you're going to play against teams like that, and you're just going to get so much exposure just being in that Pac-12. Even though their games come on late, at least they're coming on ESPN or FS1.
That's fair.
Because we don't see Gonzaga on TV until they play the conference tournament, or they get a big game against like another top 10 team.
Well, I say this: we don't see Gonzaga after January until March. Like when they play their conference schedule, we don't see them. But they don't duck their out of schedule conference schedule whatever. But I think we're going to start seeing a turn though, because if this Final Four, I mean, I think that they had the largest point spread in the Final Four ever. I think it's -14 right now. So we'll see which way I'm going on that one. But if they win that game, UCLA, and go to the championship game and beat Baylor or Houston, I think you will see the turn, because you already see a point guard. He's number 13 in the class this year. 5-star, Hunter, I think Salas is how you say his name. He's from Nebraska. He chose Gonzaga over the big schools. So I think, but it's like looking at Jalen Suggs. It's kind of like we look at, like, for example, the North Carolina, right? Roy Williams. If you're a scoring guard, that's where you want to go, right? You got Ty Lawson and Raymond Felton. You had Marcus Page, Kobe White, and then you had who's else I'm missing on the list? Cole Anthony. Like, so if you're a scoring guard, right? So like it's like when you want to go. All right, if I'm a point guard who scored in basketball, I'm gonna go to North Carolina. If I'm a 2 guard, I'm gonna go to Kentucky. Tyler Hero, Jamal Murray, kind of. So you gotta. I think you gotta have that kind of structure where, like, all right, if I'm a power forward, I can shoot the basketball. I can do this. All right, I might want to go to Gonzaga, like how they got that Timmy guy, and then. But now, point guard, he'll go another point guard. Jalen Suggs just for first team All-American. So it's like now maybe Mark Few had this thing where I'm getting the point guards to come here, and now if I'm getting a top, if I'm getting a one and done point guard every year, that's how you start turning the tide, and maybe that, like how you saying that Pac-12 being so prestigious to where you're saying, all right, well, maybe this is time for Gonzaga going to have a team like Kentucky or a team like North Carolina when you got 4 5-stars everywhere, instead of like having like grad transfers come over the last few seasons. But I mean, that's just more like looking forward and projecting. Just to
you need a combination of all of it to be a good team. Like all freshman team won't win a title.
No.
All senior team won't win a title. You need a good mix of.
Yeah.
You need a elite freshman or elite grad, elite transfer, and a couple juniors, sophomores, and seniors. Like, you need a good mix of that, starting 5-wise and bench-wise. So you have guys who can. If we need a basket, we got 2 guys, maybe 3 who can get their own shot. If we need that inside presence, we have that. And you just need some guys with some experience too that can play in those pressure moments, so who can kind of tell guys, even if you don't play a whole lot of minutes, just by being in the program, you kind of tell guys, like, look, like, try to save yourself in certain games, or you might want to do this because over the course of 30, 40 games, you could break down, because in a normal year, you have to go like 40-0 to win the title. I think Kentucky was about like 37-1. They lost 38-1, something like that. So but Gonzaga, they can get to 32-0, and they'll be the champion. So it's gonna be an interesting matchup with UCLA. That point spread is pretty big, but I can see why it's that way, because Gonzaga has won every game by 15 or more points.
Yeah.
And UCLA, they went from one of the last 4 into the Final Four. I think they're the first 11 seed since VCU to get this far. Like, I think only 4 or 5 11 seeds have made the Final Four. I think VCU is the most recent one with Shaka Smart.
Oh yeah.
I think they were like 28 and 11, 28 12.
But see, it's like at some point at the same thing you about to say is like they're 11 seeds for a reason. That's why it's probably minus 14. You know what I mean? That's why it's so high. And people was picking USC to cover that spread, and from the opening tip, it was a blowout. So, bad
matchup for them. That was a bad matchup for them.
But if UCLA coming with this with this one man show with John Juzang, I don't think they stand a chance. Like everybody who's watching Gonzaga, when you watch Houston, like Baylor, like it's the defense and the detail. Even Michigan played good defense, like they just couldn't stop him. But it's like,
man, that game's a rock fight. Both teams missed a lot of shots.
Yeah, you're right. It was crazy is like Johnny Juzang had the best game in his career, while Mo Wagner's little brother had the worst game in his career. He couldn't buy a basket. In Michigan still had a chance to win the game, and that's the crazy part about it. So I think maybe UCLA. I did tweet that the all Pac-12 would be going home in the Elite 8. Michigan failed to help me out on that tweet, but neither nonetheless, Houston played great this tournament. So has Baylor. As Houston let Oregon State back in the game a little bit, but pretty much dominated that whole game throughout. And so did Baylor too. So it's going to be a great Final Four. We pretty much knew that. I mean, you said Baylor could go and win the championship. I was saying Gonzaga. I said Houston could go far, but we both had the idea that Illinois would take them out, and Illinois wasn't even there. So, but still, it's like
look at this draw, man. Yeah, it's certain matchups.
It is what it is. But I mean, for the most part, outside of UCLA, you can pretty much see like this was that year of like the top dogs, and because if Michigan wins the game, it's 3 number ones here and 1-2. So that's. And I don't think we've seen that in a long time. Where because usually the top seeds be going out. Virginia a couple years ago.
Yeah, like it'll never be chalk. Like it's hard.
It was so close this time. So close.
Like it's very rare you get chalk like all 1 seeds. So like 3 1s and a 2, or
so close.
2 1s, 2 2s. So like it's very rare we get chalk just because certain teams just aren't gonna show up. Like every year you're gonna probably get a 1 seed that's out by the Sweet 16 or Elite 8. That's just how it is, because those teams, they sometimes you just run into a bad matchup because you don't prepare for these teams. You don't see them a lot, so you just get that one
run
bad
into
matchup.
A Sister Jean, boy.
Yeah, you run into a team like that, or you run into a Butler, and it's over for you, man.
Yeah. Or teams get underseeded, shouldn't be an 8 seed, but whether that's like you remember the Wichita State Kentucky year, like.
But that's the beauty of the sport, though.
That make it fun.
You gotta put the ball out there, and just because y'all got 4, 5 stars, we came to play, and we better than y'all. As a team, we're better than y'all. On that day, we're the better team. That's the beauty of NCAA.
All right, let me. This is a kind of like a off topic. If they had the time, or they had it to where it's 16 teams only, and they played a series, maybe best of 3 or something, do you think then we'll get chalk, or do you think it's still probably up in the air?
If you play the best of 3 series, more times than not, you would probably get chalk, because like a lot of times when upsets happen, somebody shot the ball great.
Crazy, right? Yeah.
And this team didn't shoot the ball great, or turnovers happen. Like it'll kind of depend upon like what time frame and time span they're playing the games in. Because like if you were to say you're gonna play this team back to back, like how they do every round, so like you'll play them
Friday and Sunday.
If you play like that, outside of watching film and a few little walkthroughs, there's not much time to make an adjustment. So if a team just shoot the ball real good, they can do that 2 times in a row.
And you out of there.
Get you up out of there. So it'll just depend upon those matchups and stuff like that. So there would be more potential to get chalk, because now you're going more towards the NBA thing, where most times than not, bigger programs, coaching and players, the more talent gonna win out.
All right. Final 4 winners. Who you got? Gonzaga, UCLA, and then Baylor, Houston.
Well, I have Gonzaga as my champion, so I got to pick them. And I think just for the best game to give Gonzaga the best test, I would hope Baylor gets there. Their girls' game was crazy. You know, I thought they were going to be in the Final Four. They had UConn and Rosie. UConn could not. I know those free throws, and I know everybody's talking about the call from the game, or the no call.
The no call from the game, yeah.
But you know that goes both ways. I mean, is it fair? No, but everybody knows it's an unwritten rule that when you get down to the last few seconds, the refs are not going to bail you out with a foul. So
they're not. Yeah.
So you know, she put herself in a good spot and a bad spot at the same time because that was a foul. It's a legit foul.
Yeah, it's a foul. I would never deny there's not a foul. Yes.
Yeah, they smacked her around a little bit on that foul, but at the same time, there was kind of a bad shot selection, and you were double teamed when you shot it. So it's a good and bad spot.
I ain't giving it to you. So I swallowed my whistle.
Your referees they couldn't decide that game on that last play like that. It's an unwritten rule that's gonna happen.
Yeah. So that UConn Baylor game was exciting to watch. I'm gonna go Gonzaga. I'm gonna go Houston only because I like Kelvin Sampson. I like Grimes and stuff like I just like Houston, man. It's just crazy. Like they're not a power 5 team, and yet they're one of the best teams in the nation. Like they can go against anybody. So if they was to get big Baylor out of here, right? You're talking about the WCC versus the American, like in the championship game. Like that just to me when you say it just sounds crazy. So I'm going Gonzaga versus Houston just because I want to see the has it ever even been two non-power 5 conferences in the championship? Probably not. You have to go back to probably like the 50s when San Francisco, Wilt Chamberlain played somebody or something. I don't know. Oh, not Wilt. Bill Russell. Bill Russell on San Francisco. That's the only thing I could think of. That's probably not a power 5 conference. I mean, you have Butler Duke, but that's only one team. So I don't know.
Yeah, normally that won't happen just because of
it ain't enough talent. Ain't enough talent to go that far. Yeah.
Like a bigger program is normally gonna always get there. That's why they're
Power
the
5.
Blue Buds.
Right.
That's why the North Carolinas, the Dukes, Kentucky, and Louisville, and some others, the UCLA. That's why they are considered the Blue Buds because they always get there. That's why they have 15, 20 Final Four banners.
Exactly.
Because they always get there. It's very rare you're gonna see. That's why they call them Cinderellas. You don't just see Weber States and Davidsons, George Masons, VCUs. You don't just Butlers, Creighton, even Gonzaga to recently. You don't just see those teams making Final Four pushes or championship pushes like that.
It would be cool though to see two non-power 5 conferences in the championship. We'll see if Houston can hang tight. I think that's gonna be the best game of the week. I really think Gonzaga going to handle UCLA pretty handily, but we'll see about that.
On the women's side, I'm gonna take South Carolina to win the title. I think they're gonna play.
Okay. I think it'll be UConn versus South Carolina though.
Rematch.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going. UConn and South Carolina. Like if their shots get to falling,
because they've been struggling
to win the title.
South Carolina women has been struggling, like to score the basketball, they're just so talented and can play defense. But hey, all right, I had a conversation with somebody earlier about Paige, right, from UConn. So
yeah.
Can't you forego your senior year in women's? Like you don't have to be there 4 years, right?
No,
because I think Candace Parker came out, but you can't come out when you want to, right? You can't come out as a freshman.
No, women's
3 years.
Different.
It's 3 years. I think it's 3 years if I'm not mistaken. So,
and I think that's kind of weird. I think it's weird, but at the same time, it's kind of
it's so weird.
It's weird, but it's beneficial because
you get a degree.
Forget the school part. Women's March Madness, in my opinion, gets more exposure than any WNBA game would get. So from an exposure standpoint, being in college benefits you more. Like, because you're gonna play in front of way bigger crowds at your school and March Madness wise, especially in bigger matchups. Now, if you're playing just a duck, you might not get a lot of exposure, but the bigger games, when you see the UConn's, Baylor's, the UConn, Stanford's, the UConn versus South Carolina or Pat Summitt's Tennessee teams and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
When you're playing those teams, like that's a sold out crowd. That's hella exposure versus a WNBA game. You're not getting that great exposure. Yeah, you're gonna get paid, 50, 60K, but on a college level, you're learning the game way more. You're building way better friendships, sisterhoods, connections, and just the exposure of those tougher games on ESPN, Final Four, championship, stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right, because it's like we got to watch Brittany Griner, who was always watching Baylor, who was always watching Notre Dame, and Skylar Diggins was there for so long, down in Taurasi and UConn. Like we sat there and watched those 3 to 4 years because it was great basketball to watch. But when you the best girl in the nation already as a freshman, she won Player of the Year. Paige did today, and it's kind of like, if we both predicted South Carolina versus UConn, and she win a championship freshman year, like, what else she got to prove?
I mean, it's like she's already going into, if that was to happen for UConn, she would be going into UConn legend status with Diana, Brianna Stewart, Maya Moore, and like all those people that they have. So that's really what you compete against. Like when you go to these programs, you're competing to be, I hate to use the term, like on the Mount Rushmore of your university. Like Stanford's had some great players, UConn. And
it's so hard to be on UConn.
These other schools we mentioned, like you're competing for that. Like Diana Taurasi is one of the best women players ever. Right? If not the GOAT.
I'm about to say Diana and Maya low key cemented. I don't know.
What
Tina
they
Charles
did, and like Brianna Stewart, like these girls are winning like every year, going to the Final Four, winning back-to-back titles and stuff like that, 2 and 3 years. Like the stuff that they were doing at UConn is legendary stuff.
Didn't Rebecca Lobo go to UConn too?
Like this is their 13th straight Final Four. Like you always there. Like so that means 3 senior classes, 4 years have been to every Final Four.
Yeah, I need Gino to stick around about 20 more years, man. No, about 20 more years, coach my daughters to a championship. That's all. That's 20 more years. Just give me 20, Gino. I said he about 70, ain't he? He up there.
Yeah, Gino's probably mid-60s. He's probably about 66, 67. And I mean, guys like that, him, the Nick Sabans, like those guys, even Belichick's, the Pete Carrolls, like coaching, as long as you're not burnt out from it and you're winning, I guess you can stay around.
I guess it's fun though, because sometimes you got a great team and then you lose, and then you be having these average teams and then you go far. Like I think that what makes college more exciting. I'm trying to think of some teams on top of my head, but like I'm pretty sure there's some North Carolina Roy Williams teams that he didn't think would go this far and they win a championship, versus a team where he feel like he's loaded and they lose second round, or like the year that Duke lost to Lehigh. Like, what if Coach K like, man,
CJ McCollum.
Like, what if Coach K like, this is my best team I ever had, and then he loses Lehigh?
And like most times they say that they'll be at the press conference hyping the team up like this is one of the best teams I ever coached. These guys are XYZ, and then you go out there and play a team and you get blown out. It's like, I was just hyping y'all up, man. Like, what's up with that?
Hey, that shit funny. Oh, this is my best team. Yeah, we around round 1. You already going home. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's
something funny. Like that be crazy, man.
That's funny. All right, man. Let's move on to the some NFL news, man, real quick. 17 games. We knew it was coming. It's finally official. So 18 weeks, 17 games. Are they not going to have another bye? Are we not going to do 19 weeks? Like, we can't have 2 byes, but I guess not. But your thoughts on it, man?
I wasn't for it then. I'm not for it now. I mean, it's to me
pointless.
To me, it's. I mean, I started just to get the extra money out of it. Why? Like guys can barely finish the 16. So now you're gonna throw in an extra week without the extra bye. I mean, I just think you're just kind of stretching guys too thin, because that one game can alter the playoffs. Because if somebody sits out, if guys rest week 17 instead of 16, now somebody may get a free pick'em game and boom, they're in the playoffs. Or somebody could get injured that week 17 game, and now that throws off your team's playoff chances. I mean, you already got great guys like Drew Brees who couldn't make it the whole 16. Now you gonna add on the 17 game? Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's to me, like, you got running backs who can't even make it the whole season. So
Yeah, man, it's gonna be. It's gonna.
So I'm not a fan of it, man. So I'll just it being a money grab. I'm not cool with it. And then we even got to the scheduling part outside of like the bye and stuff like that. All right, so now who gets the 9 home games? Who gets the 8 away games? Like, is this gonna alternate years? Like,
I assume was this is how I would think about it is. So like
that's one question. How is that gonna work? And then normally they do the division rotation of. So that's how they do it, a 16 game schedule. Now you put in 17 games. Where the 17th opponent gonna come from?
So what I'm saying, the 17th opponent is another outer conference game. So for example, and I think that's how it went. So if you look at the schedule, you should go see. So for example, the NFC North played the AFC West for the extra game. So we should see Packers Chiefs because they both won the division, right? I think Bears came in second, so we should see Bears. Who came in second in the AFC West? Raiders. So we should see Bears, Raiders, Vikings, Chargers, and then Lions. Who the last team? Broncos. And I know for me, Minnesota's going to LA, so I'm going to assume that it's going to be like alphabetical order, like Chicago, Detroit home games, and then Green Bay, Minnesota road games. Like, and then like you just alternate the year. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's gonna be hard to do it when this team was away last year. I'd be mad if I get three away games in a row or 9 of them. But I guess now you either have a winter season or you don't. Like. That's the only pro from a front office standpoint. Well, you got 4 losing seasons in a row when you beat 2 8-9s. Like, I guess, but I don't know. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I understand every sport has to make changes and evolve.
Man, football tough though, man.
But I feel like they pushing it right now, man. Like you add the 7th playoff team and you take away a bye. Now you're adding a 17th game, not adding a bye. Like, damn, give the players something. Like, damn.
Like, bro,
like, man, people play hard all year to try to win 12, 13 games and get to a 2 seed and get a bye. And you take the bye away, now y'all throwing in an extra game and not giving these dudes a bye. Like, it's hard enough. It's hard enough teams be going to week 11 out of 16 weeks, 17 weeks to get that bye. Now they got to add another week onto that. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough.
They act like this is like basketball where you can just pick it up and let's go, or baseball where just throw another pitcher out there. We can swing it back all day. Like, that's not the same kind of sport. This is grueling and hit each other, and like this is, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea, but I mean, I guess they really can't go back now. I thought they should have pushed it off another year, just because of COVID reasons. As far as like you want to expand your roster from, it's in my opinion, 53 to 58. I would if I'm adding another game and dressing out. Well, I think we dress out 47 guys, 46 guys. So dress out 49 to 50. But you can't do that now because of the money, the COVID and all that kind of stuff, like you losing revenue. But that's what, to me, will make, if you added roster, if you added more jobs and you added like I can dress out 3 quarterbacks or I can dress out more people, that's a different story. Because all right, my running back won't have to take as many hits because this week, like throughout the whole course of the week, he's taking, instead of 20 carries a game, he's getting 17. Like, and then I don't know. That would make more sense to me. So they should have pushed it off another year, but whatever.
Yeah, I just think they're doing too much. Like, this is not like, the NBA where if a dude miss 5 games, you ain't gonna just fall in the standings crazy. But man, if dudes rest for 1 game in NFL, you might be about to playoff with 1 game.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, man. I just feel like they gotta figure out something. Like, what if you get, we in the pandemic now, but we won't always be in it. So when they go back to having the London games, like when you gonna get a game in London, you got to come back and probably go on the road or something.
Cause when you went to London, you always got a bye when you came back. But it's like, I don't know. It's tough because like you play that Thursday game. So you play a Sunday and Thursday, so you have a quick turnaround, but then you kind of have like a momentary like bye, like a little couple extra days before you play the next week. So that was kind of like a bye and a half. But now you're adding a week, so you're taking away. So now now you're taking it away, kind of. So now you got a half of basically is kind of that loosey goosey math right there. But I don't know. I don't like it. I don't know. I guess NFL all they care about is money right now because they don't care about the players. Obviously, that's that comes to light right there. So
yeah, when they went to the collective bargaining agreement, it was a pretty close vote. I mean, like from a money standpoint,
from money it makes sense. That's the only thing you get. That's a lot of money for one more week of football because it just is. But whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if this 17 game thing is here to stay, they won't do it officially, but as society and people, I think from this season forward, we have to judge guys differently because a 17 game season, a 16 season, stats wise, numbers is all gonna be different because you're getting an extra game to put up numbers. So
yeah.
I think record book wise, you have to judge from this point on forward. You got to judge everybody differently.
But they want Mahomes to pass everything, don't they?
Yeah, like the Bucks winning the championship this past season. To me, that was the end of an era.
That's it. That's the closing book. New era start. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's it for the 16 game season. Raise the GOAT of that era. Breeze retired from that era. Peyton, like anybody who played up under the 16 game era, that's the end of an era. So from 17 games forward, 7 playoff games forward, 17 games, all that. This is a new era starting this upcoming season.
I like that. All right, let's go back to NBA, man. We're bringing back the 3-and-D segment. Just a couple things hit real quick, and then we're out of here. The first one, we just had the trade deadline just passed. A lot of guys got traded. So I say this: either defend the statement or not. Picks don't win championships.
They don't.
And OKC got 34 picks now. The Magic traded away their best 3 players for first round picks. But if you're not drafting franchise changing players, or if you don't have the pedigree and success to draft players, how are we certain that 34 picks is going to be enough to get you another Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, James Harden? OKC, is that? Are you going to trade these picks to go get players to come to OKC because nobody's signing a free agent contract to come there? So are we going to go trade for Miles Turner? Or are we going to go trade for whatever it is to help Shy, right? So I asked that question. Then for the Orlando Magic trading away Vucevic for a first, you got a first for Gordon, you got a second for 2 seconds for Fournier. You trade your best 3 players away to do what? Like what's going to happen now? You already had Shaq and Penny, didn't do nothing. You made a final but didn't win it. Then you got Dwight Howard, made a finals, didn't win it. You got Vucevic, who kept you in the playoffs for a long time, but as an 8 seed, so you're going home. Now you traded all the guys away. Your best chance is to what? Hope you get a Cade Cunningham, get an Evan Mobley. I mean, for the Orlando Magic's sake, Evan Mobley probably the pick because all they can do is get big guys. So what are you doing here? What's the direction or those 2 teams trying to go? Because if picks don't win championships and you got all of them, are you going to draft LeBron James? Are you going to find that diamond in the rough from Weber State, Damian Lillard, and have him? Are you going to find that guy from overseas in Luka or Jokic and have that your franchise come back around? But what are you going to do with these picks? That's kind of like you need players. And the Bulls traded for Vucevic and they traded the pick. You got the Nets going all in, trading all their picks away to go get James Harden and to pair with Kyrie and KD and kind of stuff like that. So picks don't win championships. I definitely defend that statement. I need players. I need stars.
The Magic are just one of those confusing franchises. They'll hit on some picks, but I don't know what it is. The guys just never stay. I mean, they're just one of those weird franchises. Their first 3 years in the league, they were no good. Of course not. You're a expansion
right.
team. But then you look up, you get Shaq in the draft, your wins start to improve, you're in the finals, conference finals, you lose to Mike. And then I think the next year, Shaq is gone. and Penny gets hurt. But you get lucky enough where in like a year or two after that, I think that was like 97, 98, you make the playoffs again and lockout short a year. Then like after that, you get Grant, which at the time was the biggest signing you could have made.
Right.
And you got T-Mac.
And you almost got Tim Duncan.
So like he was on the table at least. So like you were right there. All right, Grant gets hurt, doesn't work out, but you still have T-Mac, who becomes a star in the league, sells tickets, puts up crazy numbers, scoring champion, all that kind of stuff. All right, now he departs. You get trashed for a little bit. You bring in Dwight. Dwight makes a good little run. Mm-hmm. Finals, conference finals. After 7-8 years, him and Stan no longer vibing. He wants out. But it's like, at what point can you just keep somebody and like stop rebuilding? Because between the Stan years and Steve Clifford, they missed the playoffs like 7-8 years in a row, and like they don't get decent players there. They just, nobody stays. Or the last rebuild before when they're doing now, pretty much from the time Stan left, they had Jacques Vaughn and Frank Vogel. I think Scott Skiles coached the team for a little bit. They had a couple coaches where like you would just turn them over every 2 years. So no consistency coaching wise, plus roster turnover, you're never gonna bounce back. But you know they'll draft good people. The guys just don't pan out. Then now when you finally did get Vucevic, who went to be a 2-time All-Star, you have an elite defender like Jonathan Isaac.
Who can't stay healthy.
Yeah, you got Markelle Fultz, Cole Anthony. You got these young guys. You still had Aaron Gordon on your roster. You just can't put it together. I mean, I looked at their record, man. They haven't won 50 games since the 2010-2011 season. It's been like their max was 42, and that's with Cliff from 2 years ago. Steve Clifford.
That's talking about barely over one game over 500.
Yeah, man. So like since the last 50-win season, the lockout shortened was 37 wins. But after that, 20, 23, another 25, 35, 29, 25, 42, 33.
No idea what they're doing.
And as of today, you're sitting at 16. Like the Magic, for Florida to be so phenomenal, no state tax, they just can't get people down there and keep them, man. Like it's alarming. And then now, I'm gonna go to your point about OKC. Like y'all got all these picks, but what y'all gonna do with this?
Man? You got to trade for somebody.
Like, man, drafting that many people, you can't even have all on your roster.
Can't have that.
So you got to flip people, those picks to get people there, because nobody, just like Orlando, nobody gonna sign in OKC. So
at least Orlando got Disney, but OKC I got nothing.
But both franchises are just stuck, man. Like Orlando just can't get people to stay there and be competitive. In OKC, they gotta hit on picks and get people to stay, or flip those picks and trade to get somebody there. I don't know how it's gonna work out.
Sam Presti,
both these franchises are stuck.
And Sam Presti did a great job as far as how he finessed to get all these picks. But what are you gonna do with that? So picks do not win championships. Like it just don't. And what are you gonna do with it when it all comes down to it? Because I still think that's like the rarest thing ever to draft KD, Russ, and Harden back to back to back.
Man, that's rare as hell.
Like,
bro, not even just them. I gotta get on props for all of it. I mean, that's including Jeff Green,
Ibaka, yeah, all that.
Cause like all those assets that you had that you were still flipping for other things or contributing to those winning teams, man, that was just some smart GMing, bro.
Sam Presti is balling, but I mean, all right. So let me tell you what else he did. He signed Moses. He signed Moses Brown. I don't know if you've seen his stats the last few games to a 4-year deal, $6 million. Now, if you're Moses Brown, for those who don't know who Moses Brown is, he's the one that like had his head down, and the point guard from UCLA like made it put a head up, like whatever it was. But like his last few games, he had a 20-16 game against Chicago, 13-14 against Houston. 18 rebound game against Minnesota, 19-12 against Memphis. Against Boston, he had 21-23. Like he balling. So this is another sign from Sam Presti. Like he know how to find the diamonds in the rough. drafting Shy, making sure he got and Shy just not healthy this season, but you know, for the most part, Shy's proven that he's a baller, right? So you find a guy like Lou Dort who can play defense, lockdown defense.
Man, scouting department go crazy.
They go crazy over there. So I guess you got to have trust that they're gonna do the right thing. But 34 picks, you're not gonna use them all. So you traded Adams away, and we've been trying to trade Miles Turner from the Pacers for like 3 years now.
Forever.
And I feel like this is a great spot for him though. I feel like cause like I don't know. I just feel like Miles Turner is one of those guys where like he can do it all. He just don't do it. Like whatever the case may be, but
no, this ain't a team for him. They benching Al Horford. So,
I hope they trying to lose. They trying to Sam Pressure getting that first pick. He trying to get Evan Mobley over there. Evan Mobley or Cade Cunningham to pair with Shot.
But I mean that's kind of bad for the league though. When you not that you're tanking.
He didn't even buy him out. He just said sit down.
Well, I mean, they really could buy him out. I mean, he got like 3 more years left on that deal. Philly really messed up the game because like he played for Philly on the first year of the deal. So this is his second year of the deal.
That was a terrible contract.
So he still has 2 more years left on the deal because it was a 4-year deal. So
terrible contract.
I mean, they may buy him out next year.
Buy him out. He done. He might.
Even this summer they might buy him out.
He should retire because Corey Brewer's gone and Joakim Noah gone.
No, you can't leave that.
Go to the crib, bro. Like your Florida, Maurice Spate's gone. Your Florida boy's gone. It's time for you to go to. That's what I say.
No, you can't leave that man on the table.
All right. Next 3-and-D segment. Kevin Durant. So we all hear about the Michael Rappaport stuff. Kevin Durant is the biggest sports villain of all time. You got him going to Golden State, teaming up with the Warriors. Leaving them, going to Brooklyn, creating now a super stacked powerhouse over there. All the Twitter stuff as far as like his being sensitive, the burner accounts, the Michael Rappaport stuff that just came out. Is Kevin Durant the biggest sports villain of all time?
No, I mean people want to call him sensitive, but they're really the ones being sensitive. Like this is this man's phone, his Twitter account. He don't have to sit here and let somebody talk crazy to him. He can say whatever the hell he want to say. Like that's his account. He can tweet whatever he want to tweet. Because guess what? It's millions of us out here doing the same thing he doing. Yeah. We just not Kevin Durant. Like everybody else getting off hot takes, getting off their jokes, whether it's a homophobic joke, racist joke, whether it's something that we probably shouldn't joke about.
Probably shouldn't joke about, but
like Quavo Swedish, all that going on. Like
keep going.
People are just gonna joke about things. I mean, that's the nature of Twitter.
Yeah.
So like, people want to call KD sensitive. You're the one being sensitive because you mad how this man using his social media. When people are talking about police brutality, oh yeah, we need athletes speaking out. But the man go at somebody in a DM, like they ain't even mad at Michael Rappaport for exposing a private convo. Like he the one exposed that.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to.
That's between you and this man.
That's some sensitive ass shit right there.
They the ones going back and forth in the DM. He the one that exposed that. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't know, man. Like he's not the biggest villain of all time. They just mad because this man using his social media, how he want to use his social media. And to me, can't you mad at the man for that? Like the Golden State thing. Can't you mad at him for that either? Like,
because
the whole point is to play with people you want to play with and to win. If you go to the park right now, I promise you, nobody picking the person who can't do nothing correct. They get picked last or not at all.
Right.
You pick the best team you can so you can play.
So
the
you
park
can win all day. Yeah. And then on top of that, we criticize Stephen A. Smith came and criticized Westbrook for not winning titles. So Kevin Durant took care of that. You ain't gonna talk about me.
Yeah, like
he can talk about
like you can't
smart,
get it both, like you cannot get it both ways, bro. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
Every time you hear Karl Malone name come up outside that child stuff, every time you Karl Malone name come up, it's about he didn't win the title. Every time Charles Barkley come up, that's not about how great he is on TNT. Is he did not win a title. Reggie Miller, greatest shooter ever prior to Ray Allen and Steph Curry, get what? Didn't win the title. So like
Allen Iverson, can't forget him.
Even when you win the title, they still criticize you because like Elijah Warren got 2 over Jordan in the league. So like Like, bro,
Yo, that's some crazy. That's some real shit though. That's some.
Like,
Hey.
bro, you can't win either way it goes.
Oh,
so why not
Curry,
do what
Curry ain't got
do?
Curry got no finals MVPs though, but I won a championship. What is it?
Yeah, like so, like
Yeah.
So it's like, why not do what the hell I want to do? Because y'all gonna have something to say
Anyway, yeah, and
like,
that's exactly what Kevin Durant said
bro,
too. Yeah,
D Wade got 3, but I'm gonna still knock him for getting the last 2. so like, you can't win either way, no matter whether it's me, Stephen A, you, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, Jalen Rose. It don't matter who does it. Like, you can't win any way around it. Like, Bill Russell got 11. Bro, you were 8 teams in the league.
18. Hey, we kill Bill Russell every time. He got 11. I don't care.
So, like, does it really matter? Like, because everybody killed LeBron for playing with the Heat. Now, everybody got LeBron back in the GOAT talk. Like, does it really matter? If you win the title, does it really matter? And I don't think people peeping this. Kevin Durant playing chess on our ass for real. Because get what KD thinking. Oh, I already got 2. I'm gonna get this 3rd one and get what y'all can't take from me. I got 3.
Same as LeBron.
No, I got 3, and they all came against LeBron, but y'all trying to say the GOAT. So what they make me then? Like KD, he done flipped that whole thing. Like LeBron started that teaming up stuff, but KD, James, my dog, go get him. James, my guy, go get him. Oh, we beat Cleveland twice. I'm gonna go beat the Lakers right here. Yeah, that's 3. And your guy got 1 on me in 2012, but guess what?
That don't even count. I was 12.
Yeah, well, we were young as hell. That's real.
That's real.
I got 3. He got 1 on me. So what they make me? If he y'all go, what they make me?
Yo, that Hakeem Olajuwon one. That's for real though. Dude win championship. Oh well, Jordan won there. Bro, come on, bro. I want.
Like, bro, you can't win out here.
You can't win out here, so you might as well do what you want to do. I'm with you.
The legendary, the one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT, Kobe had 3. The man had to go win 2 and not Shaq.
Right, to be considered. So yeah, to be considered. Right, yeah, you're right. Oh, you won 3 with Shaq though. That's why you got 3. God damn. I was 20. I was 21.
So bro, like, yeah, there's really no winner. There's no way around it. Like, if we take every championship from my lifetime, I promise you, it's somebody criticizing it some way, somehow.
Oh yeah.
Tim Duncan got how many? Oh, but get what? He ain't go back to back. What kind of deal? He won 5. Like, what you want the man to do?
Oh, he got 1 in lockout season though, bro. That shouldn't count, bro. Like it's always something, man. It's always that's real. Hey, that's real. He got 5 rings, but he not getting to win back to back. What?
Like, bro, what? even Kawhi, they killing Kawhi. They killing Kawhi.
Oh, you beat the Warriors. They won healthy though. Yeah.
No, bro, they killing Kawhi now bad. He the man. He the best in the league. He an assassin. He got Paul George asking for trade behind the scenes. Now they digging up old stuff. Well, he won the finals MVP, but he wasn't really the best player. That's the big 3. Oh well, the Raptors won, but Clay and KD got hurt. But like, why y'all still picking the Warriors to win the series before Clay got hurt? Because he played 5 games. So it's like, come on, man. Like, you can't win out here. The Warriors' first title. Well, on the way there, everybody they played was injured. But now, Kawhi beat them. He only won because they were injured. Like, man, I ain't got time for all this, bro. I don't care. If you want to team up, win all the titles you want to win.
Man.
Like, KD playing chess on you boys. I don't care what nobody say.
Smart. So smart. I'm about to say, do you even have a sports villain? Do you know who would you say is like the biggest sports villain?
I mean, like it depends. You have to take it by era, because at the time, people didn't like Dennis Rodman or like the Pistons, for example. But then over time, Dennis became a superstar, popular. So you got to look at it in like eras, because like at one point, George Foreman was the most feared, hated guy in boxing, but now the man's selling cribs. So I mean, at one point people were scared of Mike Tyson, and now
he the nicest person in the world. Like,
yeah, like now they want to interview Mike Tyson. So it goes in spots, man. Like,
I'm about to say Kobe was a villain, but apparently everybody got all the great stories about him. So it's like, was he really one? No, he wasn't.
Yeah, like you gotta take villain by era. Like the only people who are still villains now is everybody from the baseball steroids era because they just being stubborn. Like Barry Bonds still one of the best hitters of. Put that man in the Hall of Fame. That's the only villain you can kind of throw out there right now because like Tom Brady kind of done shedded his villain theme from like Spygate, Deflategate, all that kind of stuff. Oh, I went to Tampa once. What y'all gonna say now? It ain't just about Bill. It's about I won. So like everybody kind of can shed their label over time.
Hey, but look, hey, they'll kill Tom. I'll kill Tom too. Well, all 6 of his rings, he had top 5 defenses though.
Yeah, man, like
that's
it just when it comes to the titles, man. If you win it, I don't care.
You win. That's all that matters. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
The only thing I'm always not is gonna be when people start saying you want this man that make you the GOAT. Like, nah, Bill Russell 11, bro. That's a different time. We ain't talking about that.
All right, man. Our last one, the NBA. All right, so this kind of little stretch. It's a little stretch, but whatever. The NBA buyout system is the most flawed system in America. But like, all right. So I'm saying I'm bringing that up. Obviously, we know. Outside of sports, we have a lot of systems that's flawed, the police system, all that kind of stuff like that. But for sports, right, you got the franchise tag. I think that's up there. Restricted free agents, I think that's another one in my opinion. The buyout system, NBA buyout system. We see Blake Griffin get bought out. We saw Drummond get bought out. We see who else got bought out? I'm just one more person. Aldridge get bought out.
Yeah, a couple of guys, man.
And Aldridge, Griffin to the Nets, Drummond to the Lakers. And it's kind of like, well, those two are the favorites. And it was rumored Drummond to the Knicks. No, he's not going to the Knicks. It was rumored Drummond to Celtics. He's not going. Celtics sorry now. He's not going there. So, but as you see, the two teams I named that he didn't go, Boston, Knicks, big markets, Brooklyn, big market, LA, big market. And I guess it was a scout came up and said, or somebody in the front office in the anonymous was like, the buyout system is like only for big markets. Like the little guys had no shot, but at the same time, you do have the waivers, so that's your shot. They go get them. You have to pay that price on them, those, which nobody want to do that. So, is the NBA buyout system like the most, I guess, sports system, like most flawed sports system in America?
I would say no, because there is the first part people have to understand is, all right, there's a reason this guy is even getting bought out. So let's start with the buyout process itself. This team he's on should be competitive, or they won't have to buy him out. So we're gonna start with that. Now, once you negotiate your buyout, you go through waivers. So if the other 20-something teams want to prevent somebody from teaming up somewhere, claim the guy on waivers. Now, whether he want to sign with you or not, and you waste your waiver, that's up to you. But like, that's kind of why guys get the people they want to go, because they go unclaimed on waivers. Right. But the people were using their waiver claim to add them, they wouldn't get to these teams. But you're risking your waiver on the guy who might want to sign with you. So, I mean, I can't say it's flawed. It's just another form of free agency. Like, if Detroit feels like it's a choice. All right, we need to start over. Blake, you need to start over. Let's just go ahead and work this out. We'll get you out of here. We need to move on. And you negotiate a buyout. The Spurs, all right? You don't fit here no more. You're fading. You're in your 15th year. We finna move on from you, Rudy Gay, DeMar DeRozan, all these guys. Let's go and buy you out. They tried to trade DeMar, but it didn't happen. They tried to trade him, and it didn't happen. So that's your next best option. Why just stick with the same team if this team wants to trade you, but nobody's willing to trade you? Like, I'm pretty sure Kyle Lowry got bought out. I guarantee you the waiver would have been jumping. So it's just like, it's not a flawed system. It's just all about who's being bought out.
I got it.
And what it's just why they being bought out pretty much, because when teams buy somebody out, it's because they're trying to go in a different direction. Now, if you ask me what is the most flawed system, I think the rookie extension is the most flawed thing. Like, don't be trying to say I need to sign another extension to stay here for 7 years and waste 3 years of my prime. Like, let me be free and pick what I want to do. Yeah. Like, the franchise tag, I don't trip off that because it's just for 1 year. and you can make top dollar, and then if they keep tagging you, you're incentivized to make more money.
More. Right.
And like, yeah, the NBA system, if you sign a 3 extension, you make more money, but there's no chance to get out of it. You got to just force a trade or just stay the whole time. Like, I don't like that part of it.
Yeah,
at least the franchise that you got an option. Like, all right,
I'm with you.
You can get out.
I'm with you. I agree. I think the restricted free agents to me is the worst one because I'm over here making these free agent trips. Let's say for example, I'm playing for the Hornets. I'm going to Phoenix. I'm visiting the Lakers. I'm visiting the Knicks, and I make a decision. I want to go over here, and then you match my contract, and I gotta go back. I'm pissed. Like I think to me that's worse. To me is the fact that like I'm over here shopping. And no matter what I buy, you gonna take it from me if you really want me. Like so, that's to me that would be my most flawed is the restricted free agent part. But yeah, you're right though that the whole like I make more money here. That's why you should stay even though you haven't put nobody around me. That's BS. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, like I know why they're doing it because they want guys to stay, but that means the people who are front need to make the team better. Like, don't be saying, all right, I'm on my rookie for a year, and then now I either got to sign the extension to make more money, or I'm restricted. Y'all can sign back anyway. I'm stuck. I can't go nowhere. Can't go nowhere.
Can't go nowhere the first 7 years. Can't go nowhere. And that's why you have to you hope that a big market is sorry when they get you. Like that because you be otherwise you're Anthony Davis or you're Devin Booker and gotta hope that you get a Chris Paul to come your way. Like it's just this. I mean,
not even just them, bro. You're everybody. You're LeBron James. Can't get a free agent. You're Carmelo Anthony. You got to force a trade, and now your team.
Sorry,
it's lackluster.
It's lackluster because you everybody for you. Yeah,
you forced a trade, or you're Anthony Davis, and now you want to make the playoffs twice, and you get hurt all the time, and we're killing you in your prime. And
then we criticize you for not winning.
Yeah, so you're stuck either way. I mean, the organization is not helping you. You're in a market where you can't get anybody to come out there, and then if you force a trade, the team got a good roster to get you, and you still can't go succeed. So you're stuck either way.
Yeah, I'm about to say the only one I can think. I'm trying to think of who recently. I guess. I'm trying to think of a team who had a first pick that was like a big market because Minnesota had Cat stuck over there. Brad Bill was third pick. He been stuck over there losing.
No, anybody who is like around that 7-8 year experience mark, they took those extensions. Like they're stuck there because they took the extension.
Yeah.
Like Davis had to force his way out. I mean, at that point he was like a 10-year pro now. He was in 2012 draft class. So he was 10-year pro.
2012, yeah. Yeah. So
he had to stay in New Orleans for all that time. Like he had no choice.
Yeah. And that is what it is. It's the buyout system is just crazy because it basically everybody, all the great teams getting better. Cause like I said, like I even mentioned about the Blake Griffin thing. I said he's not going to swing. He's not going to swing no needle because wherever he go, that team fate was already going to stay packed. He going to Brooklyn. You thought it would win without him. So now they got him, they gonna win still, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you think they gonna win without him, you add him, you still gonna win. You add Aldridge, don't even need Aldridge. Like, you could have used me.
I don't understand why people are mad about that though, because like these guys got to choose where they want to go. I'll be mad about that. That's just like choosing the job you want to go to. You apply where you want to apply to. If you get hired, you pick your offer and you go there. So like, I'm not mad about that. Like, people don't think like both ways. They just think one way. So like, if the Nets did make a move, get people say why they ain't sign him because somebody in the playoffs get hurt. It's like you could have used another big.
Yeah.
So because like the whole time you can go watch any sports talk show, read any article. The whole time what people kept saying, they can't use DeAndre Jordan. They can't keep getting by with Jeff Green. This small ball lineup with KD at the 5, Harden, Kyrie, Bruce Brown, and Joe Harris. Like when they run into a bigger team, how it's gonna work? And then they're gonna make a move. Now it's like, oh, they trying to build the Avengers, the super team. Like, yo, pick a freaking side.
First off,
it ain't like this is Team USA, Blake Griffin
and All-Star Aldridge, Paul and Aldridge.
Like it's not them. This is a 15-year vet And Blake is a guy who has decreased over the last couple of years because he's always been injured. Like his knees are they there, but they ain't always there. So it's like these are not the same players, man. Like they're not the same dudes.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. So it's like I say, you getting bought out for a reason, and we haven't really seen those. I don't think we haven't seen those superstars get bought out. So like that's not gonna happen. So unless that happens, that's when we have to come and really address it if it's a problem.
No.
Like
you're not see a superstar.
You're not buying out Anthony Davis. you think I don't care what the price. Claim that waiver.
Like there will never be a superstar buyout. That's why they get traded for like multiple for Brandon Ingram's, Josh Hart's, and Lonzo Ball.
Exactly.
Like you're not going to see a superstar buyout because that's just not smart.
I'm about to say because
you're surrendering the player. Why would you surrender a top 5 player like Anthony Davis with a buyout? No.
Because all right. So other bad contracts in the NBA, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, and yet they still get traded every year. So obviously teams can make the deal for a bad contract they want to. You can make the deal work. So yeah, I think that's where we end the show at tonight. Make sure y'all subscribe everywhere. We at Wildcard TV right here on YouTube. Make sure you go to all platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Make sure you search Preach with Rashad. Subscribe to it. Give us a rate. Tell your mama and your grandma, your daddy, all them too, man. Because Rashad made some good points, man. they ain't built no Avengers, and they always do what you want because they gonna kill you anyway. So you might as well do what you want. So preach with Rashad. We out.